I'm good, thank you.
How you doing?
Doing well.
I met you in Albuquerque Comic Con
Oh my
a couple
God.
years ago.
Yeah, that was a little while ago.
Yeah, you had just started doing the Saving Hope.
Exactly.
I don't think originals had started.
No, the originals hadn't started. I think it was. I love this image, by the way. Oh, close.
Oh, thanks.
This is really pretty. It's like it's a recording thing, but it's got the little spinning.
Yeah.
What's the app called?
I don't know. Actually.
It's really lovely.
Yeah, thank
I like it a
you.
lot. I want it.
Shows our age when we think that's really cool.
That's true.
Will Elijah ever get over the fact that Klaus caused the death of Gia?
No, I don't think so. I think he piles these resentments high in his heart, and they just sort of live there, albeit in a sort of dungeon in his heart. But they're there and they're lingering, and they're not going anyplace.
Do you think he could ever pull off something very ridiculous? Because
What do you mean by ridiculous?
he is known for his style, right? He has the best suits available. So my question is rather silly. Could you picture him in sweatpants?
You know what's so funny? Just at that table over there, somebody had said, "What would you like to see from Elijah this season?" And my answer was shorts. So I would love to see him in sweatpants. I'd love to see anything. I love building a thing to destroy it, you know, except my marriage. But I love the idea of building. Like, I think that's where comedy comes from. Is if you do anything against kind of the frequency of the character, especially if you just take a little step. What's absurd is when people tell you, oh, you know, I love it when people tell me like, well, your character wouldn't do that, you know, which is sort of absurd because I've been playing them for 50-something episodes, you know. But it's like, I love when you create this sort of fortified, very rigid creature, and to have them step anywhere outside of that zone is really fun. I think that Elijah should be as contemporary as he is ancient, you know. And so my what I'm trying to say is, I would like to see him be more funny, more ridiculous, more absurd, because you can go quite far with a character like that, in terms of, especially when they have that kind of rigidity.
Do you think that Elijah will ever not put others ahead of himself? Do you think he'll ever? He's always putting everybody ahead of himself. He's never really. It seems like it.
I don't know. Do you think he did that when he murdered all those innocent people in the diner last?
Yeah.
I think look. It's a different code of morality. He's not a human being. Like he has to eat people to live. So the family's idea, the vampire code of morality it has to be adjusted because by definition they're cannibals, you know, and so I don't like. He's certainly not as pious or as good or as selfless as a Cammy, say, you know. Like,
yeah.
But I think within his monstrous condition, he kind of does have a nobility and a decent one, and he's holding on to it for dear life. He's holding on to the last of his humanity, I think.
So you're going to be at war with Klaus the next season
I hope
with your 900-year-old vampires helping you?
I hope so. I think that it's imperative for us to see them go down a very rocky slope before we climb out, because I think we'd be cheating our audience if we didn't go someplace. I think there's only so many injustices that we can watch be thrown at a given protagonist that we can sort of forgive the character for sort of turning the other cheek. But if Elijah does it too much more, we actually start to damage the character. He has to be pissed off about this. He has to be monumentally on the offensive, I think. I think we're going to see a war. I hope so.
What are your favorite TV shows right now?
I loved Fargo. I thought it was the best TV show of last year, maybe one of the best TV shows in recent years. I thought it was some of the most compelling viewing I've seen. I would love to not be common and say Game of Thrones, but I'm going to be common because it's masterful. These last 2 seasons have been some of the most cinematic experiences that I've seen in a while. You know, I love comedically. I think the Silicon Valley has a beautiful voice, and I think it's the greatest thing Mike Judge has done since Office Space. I think there's something that's so sort of resonantly Mike Judge and hilarious and brilliant that they're doing something very special. I don't like the way it's shot, but I love what the characters are doing. I think it's amazing.
Do you think Elijah's main focus now is to kind of help Haley get out of that wolf curse that she's stuck in?
That's his only, not his only goal, but apart from rearing hope. But it's it's rescue. Absolutely. You guys are awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.